Welcome to the beautiful Lake Baikal, the oldest and deepest freshwater lake in the world. It curves for nearly 400 miles and is 5,387 feet deep in its deepest part. It's been around between 25 to 30 million years and holds approximately 20% of the world's fresh water. Located in southeastern Siberia, Baikal lies within a rift zone, an area in which the Earth's crust is slowly pulling apart. Other rift lakes include the Dead Sea in Israel and Lake Idaho in Idaho. Many geologists believe that Baikal looks just like what the seaboards of North America, Africa, and Europe looked like millions of years ago before they fully broke apart. The continental rift lake is young and active, according to geologists. It is currently widening at 0.8 inches a year. The area surrounding the lake is also active. There are hot springs all over, and gigantic earthquakes shake the ground every few years. In 1862, the Sarkoi earthquake registered as a 10 magnitude earthquake, and 200 square kilometers of surrounding land collapsed into the water. In 1959, there was a 9.5 magnitude earthquake that lowered the bottom of the lake by over 65 feet. While there are currently no active volcanoes on Lake Baikal, there are some in the valley basin, which is a continuation of the Baikal Rift. Half of the water flowing into the lake comes from the southeastern river, Selenga, but there are 330 other rivers and streams, many of which flowing from the mountains that deposit water into Baikal. On the other hand, the only outlet is the Angara River, which flows westward from the southwestern end of the lake. Even though Baikal lies in the depths of Russia, the water in the lake creates a mild climate in the surrounding areas. This is because large bodies of water retain heat longer than land. The average temperature in winter is -6 degrees Fahrenheit, while elsewhere in Siberia the minimum reaches -68 degrees Fahrenheit. The lake freezes over from January until May or June, and the ice on average is 1.6 to 4.6 feet thick, but in some places hummocks develop, which can be more than 6.6 feet deep. While the ice is formed on the surface, the temperature of the water increases with depth in the lake. It is near freezing at the surface, and by 660 to 820 feet, it reaches a temperature between 38.3 to 38.8 degrees Fahrenheit. But as the ice breaks up, the water becomes homeothermic, the same temperature throughout. Lake Baikal is known for being well mixed and well oxygenated. In the summer, the average air temperature is 52 degrees Fahrenheit, and the average water temperature can reach around 65 degrees Fahrenheit. At the same time, the water temperature is inverted and the warmest water is near the surface. But as the ice begins to freeze again, another homeothermic period occurs. The temperature of the deepest parts of the lake has only very minor annual variations and usually remains between 37.6 and 38.1 degrees Fahrenheit. There are also a number of hydrothermal vents throughout the lake with water up to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. These are mostly in deep water, but have been found in relatively shallow waters too. Lake Baikal is also known for the clarity of the water and having the purest fresh water on the planet. On a clear day, it is possible to see 131 feet down from the surface of the water. This is due to the very few mineral salts in the lake. Additionally, there are an abundant amount of planktonic animals that eat floating debris. The lake is home to more than 2,500 known species of animals and 1,000 different known types of plants, around 80% of which are unique to the Baikal region. One of the most interesting and well-known is the freshwater seal, or nerpa. They are thought to have traveled through a river from the Arctic in prehistoric times. Throughout the years, they have become immensely different from Arctic seals as they have more blood, which allows them to swim for over 70 minutes and reach depths of 985 feet. Nerpas love to feast on these scaleless pink transparent fish, the Golomyko. They can swim to depths of more than 3,280 feet, but typically reside between 330 to 1,640 feet. The Golomyka are the most abundant species. Other fish can survive at over a mile beneath the surface. They are adapted to the incredible water pressure, and if brought up from the surface, they would explode. Fewer than 65 native fish species live in the lake, but more than half of them only are found in Baikal. For example, the family's deep water sculpins, Golomyca and Baikal sculpins, are restricted to the lake. All of these fish are less than 8 inches long. As for what the people of the Baikal region like to eat, the amul fish is the main food supply of the locals. It is caught, smoked, and sold widely in markets around the lake. The Baikal black grayling, Baikal white grayling, and Baikal sturgeon are also important for commercial value. There are around 45 separate islands and inlets on Lake Baikal. The two largest are Okon at 270 square miles and Great Ushkani at 3.6 square miles. Okon is covered in forests and grasslands, home to deer, brown bears, and an array of birds. Great Ushkani, on the other hand, is rocky and is home to many nerpa. Many of the other islands are mainly rocks, home to water birds. I hope you enjoyed learning about Lake Baikal. Spasiba, do svidania.